Hey guys, what's up? Side 5 here. Again, doing a translation request. We had some requests on the subreddit for the optional parts and upgrade parts. So, first of all, thanks for all the new subscribers who subscribed today through the subreddit. I'm just going to go through these fairly quick. So, the first one we have here, I'm going to go through the ones we have in the store, and then I'll go into an actual mobile suit and go through my inventory. So coming up right here first, we have the shield upgrade. If you come over here, let's see, get that highlighted. So it increases the shield HP by 400. And if you have enough room over here in the medium stat, all the shield upgrades pretty much fill in here, starting with 1 and then requiring 1 and then going up. You can stack those. And as you can see in the game right now, most of our mobile suits that have a lot of room here in the mid-range category, there's not very many parts that take that up. So especially if you like to use a lot of Fetty suits or the Goof and you have the room for it, go ahead and stack those on there. And I believe that'll end up getting you about 600 HP. There is a level 3 out there. I believe it's in our game already, and I think you can get that in a drop. So that'll probably be in the recycle store soon. So shield upgrade, all of those look the same. They just have, a little bit more detail and a little enhancement part on there. Coming over here, we have head armor. As you can see by the curve of there, this just increases your head armor. I really think that damage to the head isn't as important as it should be in the game, but if you want it, maybe on an ACT guy, I'm not even sure if he has the slots to fit that. But that's what that is. So head armor, let me see if I can see any of the stats in there. So it says it increases of 45% to 50% in the HP of your head. So that's going to keep your radar and your screen clear. Coming over here, we have back armor. As you can see, it looks like a spinal column. So this would be utilized in space. So any of your those loadouts that you have set for a multi-use suit and the space loadout, if you're worried about getting shot in the back while you're running away, hopefully not. That's the upgrade you're going to need. Coming over here, we have the fuel injection or fuel control system, I believe it is, or I think it's injection control, something like that. This is a really good one. This is next on my list. I probably should have picked this up earlier. But again, just like everybody else, I'm still learning this thing. So coming over here, it's going to increase your actual the thruster stat or the boost stat, the one that's right underneath your speed. So there's that 3-digit speed number, and then below that the 2-digit thruster number or boost. It's going to increase that number by 5. So it actually increases the value. Whereas some of the other thruster upgrades that we're going to look at, they just change the percentage of recovery. So as you can see here, takes up three slots in the top. Most of the thruster upgrades do about 3 slots to 2 slots, or in 1 slot plus the mid-range and the top for the short range. Coming over here, we have the new addition, the auxiliary motor or capacitor. I'm not sure what it was, but main thing, this is for our for snipers or people using energy weapons. This is going to reduce the cooldown of energy weapons by 3%. So that's what that guy is right there. Energy weapon cooldown 3%. Now let's take a look at some of the suits that we have, so that I have in my inventory. Back up. Pull up Mr. 78 here. Okay, so starting on the top left right here, one of the first ones we ever got was one of these frame upgrades. This the original frame upgrade down here was for 200 HP. And again, just like the shields, you can stack this if you have room for it. A lot of the snipers have a lot of room in the bottom in that long range category. This is the second one, the level 2. So that's a 500. And then the level 3, which I have, is the 700 HP upgrade. So that's just a basic frame upgrade for the internal frame of this mobile suit. Then coming over here, we have the shooting upgrade, or your shooting correction upgrade, your damage output. This actually adds, as you can see, the number 2 here. It's pretty easy to follow along once you get the gist of it. It takes up 1 slot in the long range category because it's for all your shooting weapons. Just going to increase that stat by 2. So let's equip that real quick so you can see. And we come over here. 20 is now plus 2, 22. This next upgrade is very similar. This is the fighting program upgrade. This does the same thing as the shooting program upgrade, but it increases your melee damage. So if we equip that, we come over here, we're going to see +2 in our melee category right there. There are version, I think up to version 2 right now, I'm not really sure. There are other versions of this out there that you can get in the role. Let's see. Then coming over, we have the other thruster upgrades that we were talking about before that goes along with that injection controller. This one without this one with a single turbine in the middle here, without the hoses, as you can see on this one, these two are very similar. This one increases the recovery rate of your when you dash and you don't overheat your thrusters. I believe it increases the rate at which it recovers. So it increases the recovery rate of your bar. Let's see here. Yeah, so as you can see, when we equip that, and again, this is what I'm talking. This is our speed 130. Then this is our thruster or booster 55 stat. So as you can see, it doesn't increase the stat. But what it does is it increases the rate at which this recovers, but not when you overheat it. That's what the other one does. So let's go back. Coming down here, this one helps you recover 5% faster from a thruster overheat. So basically, it helps you do your dodge roll more often, 5%, sooner again. So, if you're really into, using that evasion for the DOMs, this is pretty much a must-have. So you can get that recovery in there, get back in the fighting stance a little bit faster, stuff like that, suits like that. There's the level 2 frame upgrade. There's a level 1 shield upgrade, like we said before. This one's let's see, what is it? It's a 200 HP. It's right here, 200 HP. Let's go to these. These are, to me, some of the most important. People don't really, if they don't take the time to look at the wiki, and good job. I know some of the guys have put together a wiki. Some of the other guys in the GBO2 subreddit. Good job on them for putting that together. We really got to get a little bit more visibility and some help out on that. So go check that out and support those guys. So coming over here, these are some of the first ones you're actually going to see in the store for all the new players. So this is anti-melee, this is anti-ballistic weapons, and this is anti-beam weapons. Pretty much what it is across the board. They all require 111 down. So if you have enough slots, so basically usually the lower slot for a lot of the mediums is down here. So if you have 3 of these bottom slots, again, it kind of works, I think, with the gym, the higher level, like the 200 class gym. You can actually equip all 3 of these. So it boosts each one of these stats. Is it by 3 or 2? Let's see. I want to say it is by 3. Yeah. So you can see right here, we've attached the melee upgrade. So now our damage correction on melee, I like this on the RX-78 because it brings it in line with the other 2 damage corrections. So +3 on that. And I kind of I prefer these, equipping all 3 of these, as opposed to adding 200 or 500 health, because honestly, what's 500 health? That's a couple rounds from a machine gun. It could help you. You could stay alive. I mean, we've seen plenty of guys, survive with 0 HP and they get away, and it's really annoying. But these, mitigate the damage that you're going to take consistently, every single shot. So again, melee, the one that looks like that's hollow is melee. This is ballistic. This is anti-beam. There are other versions. There are upgrades of this coming out. They still look similar. They do look a little bit different, like the other version of this one, the level 2, I believe it is. These are more solid plates with some red rivets or something around them. But they're going to generally look like this. This is a reflective, kind of like that anti-beam coating. That's just hard plate. And that's a little bit of an under mesh upgrade. It looks kind of like chain mail, kind of sort of for the mobile suit, right? Then coming down, we have the data link box. This one increases damage. Let's see, as you can see, by 3%. I believe it says head, leg, and back, or something like that. In something order like leg, head, and back, or something like that. Increases damage to those parts of the enemy mobile suits by 3%. This one is probably my favorite. This is basically a walking speed or a top speed upgrade. It looks like two piston housings with a shock absorber on there, or or a shock absorber by itself, or a leg joint or something, whatever you want to call it. So this is a speed upgrade. This actually increases our speed value by 5. As you can see right here, that's a good bump. So 135. So a lot of people from between 130 and 135 may not seem like that much to you. I think I can feel it. I can actually feel the difference when I'm moving. It allows me to go up steep hills a lot faster, just a little bit faster. And when you're walking backwards or trying to evade, it makes a big difference. You can walk over, especially with a high-level suit like the RX-78, you can walk over a lot more obstacles with this equipped a little bit quicker. It's not that you can't without it, but you just walk around smoother. Everything is smoother. You're walking around and you're going faster, and it just seems to affect the way you move. Overall, it just seems better. Something that's important on that one, I like to, if I can, equip it on the Zuda, because the Zuda, for some, it's kind of weird. I really love that suit in the universe, in the stories and stuff. But it's kind of weird that it's a striker now as opposed to the mid class, the general purpose class. It has its base stat for speed is only 110. This bumps it up to 115, and the thing is that 110 is super slow. It's super slow, but it really relies on that 70 stat for its booster. So it's got the highest stat for boosters that we've seen. So you can get that fuel computer and increase that booster, but this will increase your general movement speed all around. So it's a good thing to have. Experiment with that. Coming down here, we have the ASL, the AD-ASL. This is basically a new main camera targeting system for your eye. What that does, and let's see, it takes up, what is it? Yeah, 4 on the bottom. It's pretty expensive for the lower class suits, so it's 4 on the bottom, 1 in the middle. This does fit on the Zuda as well if you wanted to do like a machine gun loadout. This really helps mainly with machine gun and ballistic loadouts of the sort like that. It increases basically your aperture, your target aperture, your reticle. It increases that by 5, but I believe by 5%. It doesn't change any of the stats on your stat sheet. So it increases your auto targeting reticle, that big gray area in there. It increases it by 5. So basically, you're just going to land more shots as you're rocking and rolling on fully automatic. You're gonna land more shots with this than without that. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to lead targets a little bit. If they're moving backwards, you want to put the reticle a little bit behind them, whereas forward. And I'm not talking like a full 2 body lengths or anything with machine guns, but it does really help, especially in space. If they're faster suits and they're moving around, you just want to put the reticle on one side or the other of the target in the center. But this helps greatly with that. So it just helps you land more shots with machine guns. That's pretty much what I think of it. And if I'm wrong on any of these, dude, which I totally could be, let me know in the comments. And whenever more parts come out, I'll do another video for those, and go back and make some corrections as needed. So thanks for your help on that, and everybody else who's been helping out again in the GBO2 subreddit. Coming over was the big upgrade that we got for our first week of login. This is leg armor. This is awesome when you're playing on the harbor map. You'll notice you do a lot of falling. Whether it's getting knocked off, whether it's boosting and some of that. It just seems that people get legged a lot more on that map. For me personally, get legged a lot more on that map than any other map. So this increases your leg armor 60 to 65%. It's pretty big. It is a 2-star rarity as well. This one is a 2-star rarity as well. So it's one of the higher ones that we have available to us right now. And for you, it sits up here in its requirements are here in the close range category. This also goes along with the boosters, that injection control computer, and that shock absorber looking speed upgrade. That's all going to fill in here. And then down here, finally, we had that last one, the first one. We got that 200 HP upgrade. So that's it for now, guys. Gonna try and keep this under 15 minutes. I was trying to keep it under 10, but anyway, thanks for checking it out. If I need to redo it, I will. But just keep the comments coming. Thanks again for subscribing if you did when you found me through the subreddit. If not, just check it out and jump in a game with us sometimes. Just send me a message and we'll add you. All right, take care, guys.